So I'm here to show off for this little contest for Fusion 360, and I think I'm going to go ahead and put this on my um, YouTube channel as well, but I'm showing off the Iron Man suit that I'm building. Um, this is the suit, and I'm going to actually just bring it back here. I'm going to revert the position back to another position. And just show you guys very quickly here, this is me. If you could see my face, you would see that that is indeed me. This is a 3D scan I had made, and this suit is made specifically, well, it's made to fit me like a glove, and it'll actually, all the joints in this suit will line up perfectly with the joints in my body, so it should move with me like a glove. About half the suit is machined so far. It's not assembled at all really yet. So now, of course, this is a very large file, and getting it to work and also do a screen capture is complicated, to say the least. But you can see here, as it crawls through here, how it walks. So I didn't the motion capture software on Fusion 360. I know someone's probably listening to this because it's for a Fusion 360 thing. It doesn't work that well. It is a really funky window. It likes to lose your data a lot, and it just makes it really difficult to work with. And you also can't change the starting position after the beginning, so the arms are kind of in a weird position. But this gives you a little bit of an idea of how this suit moves. It is fully, completely jointed. You may see like a little part right here that's out of the assembly that I should have turned off, but I didn't, so that just is what it is. But as for the most part, you can see how this thing works pretty good, or pretty well, I should say. Let's have proper grammar here. But anyway, this thing is pretty cool. It's only using a few of the joints right now. I believe it's using the sagittal ankle joint, the sagittal knee joint, the hip joint, the transverse lumbar, and the sagittal shoulder joints. Those are the only joints moving. But this joint is fully suited to the entire body. It literally will move every single degree of freedom in the human body. Some of them lose a little bit of refinement, like your spine, for example, has like many, many, many degrees of freedom. And there's only there's only 5 in the spine, as opposed to like many, many in the spine. But you essentially have a full range of motion in this suit, minus the bulk of the suit. So where the suit runs into itself, like if you're wearing many layers of clothing, you wouldn't be able to stretch as far as you would if you're not wearing many layers of clothing. Same thing going on here, but you do have all the degrees of freedom, just not to the same range of motion, and it's pretty cool. So this is the suit. Let me give you guys just a couple more angles here. I'll show you the back of the suit. The other thing you may be wondering is, how does it come off and on? There's going to be about, I don't know, somewhere between 30 and 50 bolts taking me in and out of the suit. There's almost 700 bolts, machine screws on the suit. Most of it is machined out of aluminum. Well, I just have the lower body machined right now. The upper body I haven't machined yet, but I machined it out of aluminum. And then in all these gaps here, those are being hammer forged, cold forged on an anvil with annealed aluminum. And then the entire thing is TIG welded together. And then the black parts you see, those are 3D printed for the most part. These rubber soles were poured out of an epoxy. A urethane epoxy, and that's pretty much how the suit works. 6061 aluminum, stainless steel bolts, TPU, 3D printed filament, plastic for the plastic parts, and then the urethane molds. So there's these little like rubber parts in here that that touch my like sternum, for instance, in here, if I can zoom in. And you know, there's other parts that touch around the bones of my elbow and stuff like that. So that's how this thing actually touches and holds onto me while I'm inside the suit. So these here are the parts of the pelvis that are machined out and then laid out and rolled out. They are waiting to be welded together. They're not welded together yet. I use a TIG welder, if I didn't mention that. So these parts were all most of the machining is done on my CNC router using Fusion 360 toolpaths, mostly adaptive toolpaths, except for the perimeters. Those are just contours. And then, you know, some final finishing done by hand. These countersinks are done by hand, and all the thread taps are done by hand. And a little bit of deburring, but I use a chamfer tool to get most of the deburring done. So these are all the parts that are waiting to be welded, and then these are all the parts that are welded. They're a little bit disorganized right now. I don't have a full leg together, but we're just going to take a little bit of a look at this so you guys do know that this is actually being built, and believe me that it's not just a pipe dream here. This right here is the ankle mechanism. So this would be for my left foot here, and this rocks back and forth, so that would allow you to point your toes and flex your toes. And then this is side to side, so this is pronation and supination. So this is bringing your foot like that and like that. Yeah, it's pretty cool. You can see how the range of motion of this thing works. And this thing will actually be fully jointed, but I still will be able to move in it. And this is the first type of exoskeleton made like this. I've been to some conferences, I've talked to a lot of people, and I'm very familiar with what is on the market. And no one is doing anything quite like this. There are some other exoskeletons out there. There's a company called Sarcos. They're probably the most advanced, and they're nowhere near what I am doing. And yeah, I have these, and I have a YouTube channel where I document all of the stuff I'm working on, and it will fly in the future, because I know you guys are asking or thinking that. It's like, is this thing gonna fly? Hell yeah, it's gonna fly. So I hope you like it. If you're seeing this video on that thread, make sure to like it so that it moves up in the thing there, and I get a lot of votes, and maybe I'll win, because I could use some money to help to fund this project, because as you imagine, it gets a little expensive. And then if you're really interested in what I'm doing, I also have a YouTube channel. It's my name, Dylan Edmiston. It's D-Y-L-A-N. And the last name is E-D-M-I-S-T-O-N. And you can go over there and follow me too if you'd like. And see all the progress as I build it. Like I said, I document pretty much everything. So, yeah. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.